Hello my friends and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well, Vladimir Putin made some comments and obviously those comments were now discussed, and he's talking about the number of losses that Ukraine has compared to what Russians have now. And I will also try to compare and contrast the statements and see how we can find out if he has some information or he has just propaganda. This article comes from Ukrainska Pravda, so obviously it's a Ukrainian media outlet, and it's from today, the 27th of October 2022. This is the title. Putin says Russia is losing 10 times fewer troops than Ukraine. All right, let's see. Russian dictator Vladimir Putin has stated that Russian losses on the battlefield are 10 times less than Ukrainian losses. Putin, in his speech at a plenary meeting of the Valdai Discussion Club, a Moscow-based think tank and discussion forum, like Davos kind of, said this on October 27th, and I'm quoting, "There are losses in certain places, and I am sad to tell you this. It can be 1 to 10 or 1 to 8 soldiers, Russian soldiers to Ukrainian soldiers, respectively. Recently, it is almost always 1 to 6, 1 to 8. They are not spared at all. Can true patriots of their country allow this?" You know why, right? Because he's claiming that they are fighting for, actually they're used by the United States of America, and then why don't they say anything about their nation disappearing? And then guess what? They have to bring immigrants to get the Ukrainian nation back, right? Can you think about a few countries that you would get the immigrants from? Drop them, or refugees, drop them in Ukraine and help with the natality. All right, Putin sought to impose the notion of propagandists that there are no nationalists in Ukraine. He also backtracked on his statement regarding illusory Nazis in Ukraine. Now, Putin claims that Ukrainians are defending the looted billions that they have saved in European banks. The dictator stated that Ukrainian troops are motivated by economic considerations rather than the sovereignty or territorial integrity of Ukraine, the protection of their people from the Russian occupation, or resistance to the genocide of Ukrainians. In Putin's opinion, thousands of people with torches and swastikas are walking around Kiev. How Putin's evaluation of Russian losses in the war with Ukraine correlates to the conscription of 300,000 Russians remains unexplained. Background. The General Staff of the Armed Forces of Ukraine reported that 69,220 Russian occupiers have been killed as of October 27. At the end of August, Ben Wallace, the United Kingdom Secretary of State of Defense, stated that the general losses of Russia in the war with Ukraine were more than 80,000 people. On 16th of October, the Ministry of Defense of Ukraine reported that the ratio between the Ukrainian losses and the Russian ones was approximately 1 to 6.5 soldiers in the south of Ukraine. All right, now, from the very beginning, let's move this way. Russia has its propaganda, Ukraine its own propaganda. They will lie equally. Now we have Ben Wallace, who is another liar. And why do I say another liar? Because he belongs to a certain kind of company or services that lied before. Now, if you lied before and you were caught, you kind of lost credibility, okay? Now, Ben Wallace is on this side of the spectrum. So that means he most likely will say what these guys want him to say, because we don't know exactly who tells who what to say here. Ben Wallace to the Ukrainians, or Ukrainians report that. The reality is the only ones that kind of know how many people died are the Russians. How many people Russians died. And on the same way, the only people or the accredited sources that would have a close to accurate number, amount, figure of how many Ukrainians died are the Ukrainians, all right? There's no Ben Wallace. He doesn't have a, I don't know, crystal ball and he tells you. That's based on his intelligence. Well, his intelligence did not prove itself yet, for me at least. Now, the intelligence that he's fed and he tells us, remember this. The intelligence services in any country, it's not, their job is not only to inform. Their job is to disinform. That's their job. They have departments doing that. So Ben Wallace, when he comes and tells us something, I don't know if it's informing or misinforming. Not disinform, but disinforming, not mis, because he knows that. Is disinforming. So which one is it? That's why I don't, having an interest already disqualifies the guy. He's not in the middle. So no one is in the middle, just to make sure. I don't know, if you take Zimbabwe, maybe the real Zimbabwe will be in the middle because they don't care. I mean, it's like, okay, but not Zimbabwe, the big guys, the United States. That's again in this camp. Regarding 1 to 8 or 1 to 6, we know statistics before, the data is consistent that when a country attacks, but has to be, the variable could be only in the how many people die, based on who attacks and who defends. If we keep the constant, the military power, that means they have the same weapons. We keep it as a constant. Same weapons. If I attack you and you defend, I'm going to try to keep it in a certain way. Again, you don't attack up the hill and they have their fortress. You're going to have more than 1 to 3 ratio. You're going to have 1 to 7 or something. So it depends the circumstances, how many people die. So obviously here, if you have to cross a river, there's going to be more people dying over there than, let's say, in a wooden area. It's different. But overall, it's been agreed that about 1 to 3. If I attack, 3 of me will die, 1 of you will die. Now that's if you have the same kind of weapons and keep things constant. The Ukrainians said that they were 1 to 6.5. Okay, but then now you're attacking. Aren't you in a counteroffensive? So if we put that, it was 1 to 6, they said on the 16th of October, if I remember correctly. The Ukrainians claimed it was 1 to 6.5. When they were in full swing counterattack, the Ukrainians, didn't they? So that means the roles kind of changed. So let's say the Russians attacked and these guys defended. Okay, they say 1 to 6, I would say, okay, all right, it's a big stretch. But now you're attacking. Why shouldn't it be the same? Why the roles reversed? That means maybe the number, the odds reversed as well. No. They stay the same. How in the fuck? You know what I mean? I mean, when they attacked, it was 1 to 6. When we attack, it's the same way. Still 1 to 6. That's fucking impossible. As Dana White said, that's fucking illegal. Dana White, the UFC guy. Anyway, president. So the same here. How in the hell? I mean, we're not tards. I mean, we are tards, but not dead tards, if you know what I mean. Oops. So, what's going on here? You want to come out? Stay there. So, that's with that. Now it's 1 to 8, or as Putin said, 1 to 10. Obviously, I don't think so. Might be in certain kind of little, the same is true for Ukrainians. In my little, lines of attack, okay, that's over there. But others could be 1 to 1, or 1 to 2, or 2 to 1. But if you put it on average, who has this calculation? Who can calculate all that? The Ukrainians can calculate on theirs, but how can you calculate on the other side? Unless you have the intelligence. Hey, 3.5 people died here. Okay, yeah. How many died over there? Oh, 7.75 people died over there. Yeah, because, they got to be halves and 75% of a human being. So anyway, this is, they say, I don't believe anyone regarding this. And I told you, in this I can say, yeah, maybe the Russians, not 1 to 10. I will not put it 1 to 10. Maybe in some areas, but not. I don't think so. Yeah, the Ukrainians are attacking, but on the same time, the Russians are attacking in Advitka and Bakhmut. They're on offensive, so they're losing over there. The other guys supposedly they have their offensive in the north and in the south. So what are we gonna do? I mean, the laws of physics or laws of war are still available and still valid for whoever you are. I mean, when you attack with the same shit the other guys attack as well. Okay, you don't have anything like, oh my God, blow them up. They don't even know where they comes from. Come on, it's not like that. The difference in the armament is not that great. If it's here this, you got the upper hand there, you got the upper hand on the other side. You got the number there, you don't have the number here. Anyway, I don't believe Putin, I don't believe these guys, but it's funny how they stated on a world stage. Both sides. And Wallace. About 80,000 people have been, Wallace said it's about 60 or something like that injured and 20 or something like this dead. I don't know. Neither does he, but whatever. He has the authority. No, he doesn't. His institution does not have any information authority, for me at least. I mean, it's like you go to a bank and you say, I want to withdraw, or I gotta get a loan for $100,000, okay, and they give you $80,000. Do you go back again to do business with those guys? I wouldn't. And let's say not like that. You ask for 100,000 and they give you 20. So it makes a little, like the same thing with Iraq. That was kind of like this kind of thing. You went to get a loan for 100,000 and they gave you 1,000. And they kept the rest. The same with the Iraq war. They have weapons of mass destruction, swear God, with intelligence, both UK and US. You gotta believe us. We're gonna draw you some here, right here. This is it. Remember Colin Powell at the United Nations? It was like, what the fuck is this? Is it for real? Yeah, it was for real. Everybody was like, Jesus Christ, we're in bad shape. Yeah, whatever. But he was a hero. Well, I'm not gonna go and call him Power. He's gone, so anyway. But I was about to say something. Anyway, good enough. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.